Welcome to another live episode of Halftime Adjustments. It's your host, Eddie Arnell, my man G Witt, Mr. J. Lou.
Tighten
What's
up,
going on,
baby.
gentlemen?
Tighten up, baby.
Man, we get another Victory Monday coming
We
up
do.
tomorrow, fellas. I mean, we've said that a lot in the last couple weeks, right?
Yes.
2 out of 3
Yeah.
weeks, we've said we've had a Victory Monday. Week 16, man, we wanted to see where this offense was going to go. Could we continue the trend upwards that we've been seeing from our young core? We've scored 31 and 24 points, respectively, the last 2 games. Just want to see if it's going to continue. And what we get today, Titans 26, Chiefs 9, a good win. To get a home win, especially for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, J. Lou, I think it's you this week. Correct me if I'm wrong, but your takeaways, a few takeaways early, man, from this win today.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you just a handful. My first takeaway is gonna be 16 minutes. That was the difference in time of possession for those smart fans we got on here with us to join us every night. 15 minutes is all you get in one quarter. Yep. So theoretically, the Titans held the ball a quarter more than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So that's the first good thing that you like to see. You like to see, and again, it's probably been since the bye week. I think going into the bye week, you saw McCoy and his staff still doing a lot of Callahan's offense scheme, etc. Bye week gives you a chance to kind of reset. I think one thing we've seen here over the last 3 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks, the commitment to the run game.
Yeah.
And you saw that again today, that when the run game gets going, everything else falls in place. I don't want to hear anybody talk about what the Chiefs did without Patrick Mahomes, because being at the game, I can tell you that it was still 8 out of the 11 starters defense guys for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
And they still had Spags over there who was dialing up pressure the entire game. So offense did that against a good Super Bowl defending Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I got, man, is just – and I'm going to say this and knock on wood because we still got 2 weeks left, but the continuity and the health of the rookies. Cam Ward, they showed it at the game and probably on TV broadcast, him breaking the franchise record for passing yards for a rookie quarterback. Mariota had it in 12 games. Mariota didn't play the whole year. Cam is the only quarterback, if I heard it right, the only one that has taken every single snap for his team. That's your starting quarterback, that is. So I think that, and so I say that, and he's the most sacked quarterback in the league. So to be able to do that without no major injuries and be able to play, it's always wins over draft picks because you've got a young nucleus. Think about it. The last time this team won a home game, none of the rookies were on the team.
That's right.
So they didn't know what it felt like winning. They do not know what it felt like until tonight to win and go home in their own bed instead of being on a plane to come back. So kudos to just, over the last month of the season, really seeing these rookies hit the rookie wall and still push through it because they had no choice.
Yeah.
So those would be my three main takeaways from the game today.
G Witt.
All right. So J. Lou hit on a couple of mine, but I will say this. First of all, kudos to the offensive line, man.
Yes, sir.
Kudos to the offensive line. You mentioned about Cam has the most sacks in the league, but I guarantee you look over the past 3 or 4 weeks, he's nowhere near the top in sacks. I mean, granted, I will say this, granted, some of it's him getting rid of the ball and not taking sacks. He took 2 today. But the only 2 sacks he got today were on, all-out blitzes. Basically,
look.
It's sending 7, and you only got the most you keep him back is 6. So that was something. But overall, the offensive line, I thought the run blocking was good. It's interesting to watch. When you got athletic offensive linemen with Cushenberry and Skoronski getting out there in space and making blocks and everything. Skoronski was all over the place. So the offensive line, for one. I'll also say on defense, I got to give some kudos to the secondary. Even though they had their problems, you figure you're dealing with a makeshift secondary, in all honesty, and you lost another one today, and you're still out there making plays. getting some things done. And I thought that was pretty good as far as the defense was concerned. And then again, overall, I like the fact that even though they didn't convert them, going for it on 4th and short, and I thought the coaching staff, I thought that was good. Even though we didn't convert them, we have a couple of them that we didn't convert. We tried different things, but overall, I like that we're just going for it. Because I mean, again, you're in last place. What you got to lose?
Nothing.
Go for it. I mean, especially when you're in I'm going to say you're in plus territory. Go for it. And it was good to see that. And I think seeing that also gave the team overall some momentum. Because like if you go for it on 4th down, even if you're at your own 41, that shows that you're trying to win the game. And I think that sparked the defense up and the offense for the rest of the game. Those are my takeaways.
Right, that's good. Eddie Gray, Keemon Hall. We're gonna talk about him on defense in a minute. For a guy they signed this week, he balled out. So here's my thing, my few takeaways. So over the past 3 games, the Titans are averaging 27 points a game. When last time could we say that? When last time we said it? It's
Arthur.
been a minute.
Arthur
Smith, right?
Yeah.
Right. Arthur Smith. That's exactly right. Tannehill, right?
Yeah.
That's the last time we could say that. I mean, that's to see that from where we started with this offense, this offensive line, these young receivers. I mean, we've said it to Najee that these guys are getting meaningful reps. You can see the continuity come together, and let's just give credit to Dan Moore. Right, that's my other point. Dan Moore, and I told you at the game, J. Lou, that if Peter Skoronski is not first team All Pro at guard, it's a mockery.
Yeah.
Peter is so athletic. He was I look the touchdown that Tajay Spears had. I told you as soon as the ball was snapped, I said touchdown.
Yes,
because he was out there, him and Kush. I was like, man, this is about to be ugly for the defense.
Yes.
So. Shout out to the O-line, man, and I put this down in one of my notes. I said, Kush played so well athletically because he heard J. Lou talking about Corey Levitt. He balled out today. So I have to give him his credit, man. So, 3 straight games, not 3 straight, but, over the last 3 games, 27 points. Here's the other thing. 3 straight games for Cam Ward, multiple touchdowns.
Yeah.
Again, some things that we like, man. And me and J. Lou were texting. Big Jeff is a cheat code.
Man.
The safety, he came off the ball so fast and punched it.
He could have took the handoff.
Pretty much.
So you can't tell me he don't want to win.
Yeah.
And so, man, I really like those things. And Cam, 122.1 rating today. And I think last week he had a one-on-one. If I'm not mistaken. And the week before that, he was 97. So you see the progression. But, those are my takeaways, man. Let's go ahead and jump on the offensive side about G-Whip. Tell me something else that you got out of today's game, if it hadn't already been said.
Well, I would say this: the running game, man.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real about it. Like you said, J. Lou. People could talk about, Kansas City being hurt and everything. The defense wasn't that banged up.
No.
And Kansas City's defense is 7th in the league against the run, and we ran the ball pretty much at will on them today.
Yes.
So Pollard had a great game. I like the fact that they ran that last play at the end of the game to get Pollard his 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But Tajay Spears ran the ball well. I thought did a great job casting the ball out of the backfield, man. I thought that was surprising to me that we finally got to see them use both of them in a good way, that you got positive yards out of it. Again, now if there was one thing that bothered me today more than I would say about the offense, they didn't use Gunnar Helm enough as far as I was concerned.
Yes.
I would say that, but they used Chig. You saw DMR get in there on a couple of times on good running plays and make some good blocks. Like you said earlier, the receivers, man, you really can't say enough about them because they pundits were pretty much putting Iron Man down this week, talking about his inability to get open and things of that nature. And you saw Cam throw a dime to him on the sideline, man.
Yeah.
That was a perfect pass. I came home and rewatched the replay, and I was like, dang, he laid that perfectly. And then also the crosser that got him down inside the 5, man. I thought that was just a great route. So DK's catch on the other sideline.
Oh yeah.
When Cam rolled out to his left, man, I mean, give Cam credit. Because I told Eddie, I said, man, he had really had to slow up and square up to get that ball out of there, and he did the best he could, and he put it in a perfect spot. And I thought DK did a great job on the grab and ended up getting rewarded with a touchdown later on in the drive. So, the offense, man, is really moving, and they're doing a better job of keeping motion and keeping people moving forward. I think it's helping out a lot. It's just good. The last 3 weeks have been some good football on the offensive side of the ball, I think, from just the way they're playing. I think they're playing in a more competitive mindset where they're no longer just thinking about what they're doing. They're actually going out, running the plays and making the plays at the same time in the system. And I think that's really been helping the offense a lot.
Just to get one comment in real quick, somebody asked about the draft position. Number 5 right now. Currently 6. It is dropping to 6.
Yeah, because Arizona lost.
That's right. That's the update that they went on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead, J. Lou. Offense, man. What'd you see?
Not gonna repeat a lot what G Witt said. I thought again, we talked about the running game. It was good to see both starting running backs averaging over 4 yards a carry, and Spears having double digits. I don't know about y'all, and again, both ran well, but watching it in person, Spears, the cuts that Spears makes, him, like his vision and all, it's worth bringing him back. Let's just put it that way. It's worth bringing him back. You talking about the O-line? I mean, it looked like IHOP out there for Big Sco with his pancakes he was eating. It was unfair and ridiculous. And it's quiet as it's kept. Again, I missed the show last week, was in the comments, and I said it, and I'm going to say it again. How much was Daddy Callahan holding back the O-line? Because I feel, and again, these are his 2 proteges that are coaching it, but they probably got their own philosophy and different type of spin that they're putting on it. And I think he's good for the fundamentals, but just to see this offensive line finally start to gel, got some help. I thought even Zeitler played one of his better games that he has played. And Spags, he blitzed. This was the second highest blitz rate that Cam has faced all year. And to see them pick it up, and I think 2 sacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2.
And both of them, I can't wait. One of them was definitely on Cam because I think he just held too long and went. It's the one he called out the blitz. He called out the blitz and still got sacked. That you got to have a better hot route on there. If I got some criticism on the offense, still, and I thought Bo called a good game, but we have got to rip the wide to the field screenplay out of the playbook. I mean, it's getting 0 yards to negative yards. They've got to get rid of the wide screens. I thought, and I would like to see them. And again, Cam's numbers, when you look at a completion percentage, it looks good. But a lot of those were screens and short passes. I thought his best drive of the entire year was the opening drive after the third quarter.
Yes.
To start the third quarter.
That
was the best. You saw him go down the field, some deep shots. And again, that's part of his game. Watching him today and watching how comfortable he's got over the last few weeks, he get the right coaching that can help his mechanics. Because again, he had one deep ball that he just didn't step into it right with his feet. Right. You get them to work on that. The talent's already there for him. And I will say, again, as good as Alec was, as good as DK played, this offense is still one true wide receiver.
100% agree. 100% agree.
One true wide receiver to allow these two. So what you want to happen from a development standpoint is we've seen Alec, we've seen Chimray become good wide receivers right now as rookies. You've seen Gunner. You get a true solid Jackson Smith and Jigba type number 1 receiver to pair with them. It makes it even better because those guys going against a second or third tier DB, I like them winning those matches a lot more than them going against the ones right now. But again, time of possession, you love to see that. How many times have we seen as Titans fans, we get 3 points, we take it off the board because of a penalty, and we go put up 7 instead of 3.
Right.
I can't count how many times that's happened to see that happen. But overall, like I said, I thought game planning and all, that from start to finish, this is probably the most complete game we've saw from all 4 quarters. And again, he just looked comfortable. If I'm not mistaken, 0 turnovers.
Zero
Again,
turnovers.
no
Again.
fumbles, no interceptions for Cam. So again, you like to see what they're putting on film. And you wanted the arrow. We talked about it, mid-season, beginning of the season. We wanted that arrow to be trending a little up as we ended the season. And I think you see that with your starting quarterback.
Yeah, and just a few more things about the offense, and we'll move on. And you mentioned he breaking Mariota's record, and then DK's got the most all-purpose yards since Derrick Henry. Time possession, that was great. 272 yards passing, 164 rush, so 376 yards total offense for the Titans today. I mean, it was almost a 400-yard game, which something we hadn't said in a long time. I will say this. I do like the progression of Cam because, I was telling G Witt, especially when they ran those double mugs, that there was a free blitzer coming.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he dumped it off to Tajay.
Yep.
And so that's growth, right?
Yeah, it is.
He doesn't run it back in the pocket and try to escape and outrun the defender and kind of juke him out. Growth. That's what we want to see. I will say this too. I believe that Bo Hardegree is growing as well. I think he's actually getting in a rhythm, and he was in his bag. I like the play designs today. The screen of Tajay on that long drive, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the couple times the successful screen pass to Chig was great, but don't go to it every time because it's starting to get easy to recognize it, right?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, and I'm sure y'all noticed it as well. When they ran that bunch formation with Chig out there, and then they motion the running back on that same side, it's a run.
It's a run.
Because they're so far out. They're so split out. I'm like, man, everybody in the mama knows it's a run in the stadium. But yeah, so that was great, man. The offense continues to blossom, and you just like I texted out a minute ago. I'm over here praying, hope we get a good coach. Hope we get a good coach.
Yeah,
You look at the turnaround of these teams. Jacksonville. Who would have thought Jacksonville would be an 11-win team, possibly 12, 13-win team this year?
Yes.
I didn't, right?
I didn't. No.
Look at the coach before they had these injuries decimate them. Look at the
Bears.
49ers. The Bears. The Bears, a first-year coach.
Yeah.
Right? So I hope, man, we get a coach that's going to keep pushing this team to be excellent because, and I think it was Eddie Gray, he says one of his comments is that he feels like they should keep McCoy and staff for one more season. And I'm not going to say no because they've done some things, but I don't like Mike McCoy's decision-making because you look at Bones as the coach of the team.
Yes. Yeah, no, Mike McCoy, I will give him credit on this. He's come in and done what they wanted from an interim head coach, and that's make the team look like it's ran by an adult. Instead of, but to your point, I mean, and again, because the TV copy don't stay on the sideline, but being there, you see it. Yep. Bones is making the decisions and stuff like that. McCoy's just the head, the figurehead, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's really kind of crazy because I was thinking about that too. Because you hear him talking about Mike McCoy has kept the team together. They stay focused. They're still out there playing hard. You see all of that, and and people. I thought people would probably start saying, maybe we need to keep him a year to give him a chance and everything, but you really can't do that. I mean, it's a struggle. Let's put it like this. The best thing that's happened for this team this year is the fact that they've gone against 8 of the top 10 defenses in the league.
Right. That's exactly right.
So one thing you can say about Cam and you can say about these young receivers and the offense, they've seen everything.
A lot. Yes.
They've seen everything. So right now, that experience they've gotten this year and what they've seen, bottom line is you want a good coach that's going to come in here and actually take them to another level.
Mm-hmm.
I think McCoy has done a good job as far as, like I said, keeping the team together and keeping them focused, keeping them prepared week in and week out. But at the same time, you need another coach that's going to take them to a next level to get them winning on a consistent basis and using their talents more explosively, I should say.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned. But yeah, Mike, I'm not going to discount him because, he was a fill-in, and we were saying back in November, you could tell the tank is on because of the way he's calling plays and everything. Right. But they have, in this last month, have actually really changed quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And you see the play calling is a whole lot different than what it was in November. They're not being as conservative. So yeah, I think they definitely need a good coach. And really, like I told you guys last night when we text on the other game, you need a coach that has a great feel for the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
That can actually guide the team on Sundays. That's what you're gonna need, and get some good coordinators. But yeah, I mean, Mike McCoy's done what he's supposed to do, which is to keep the team together and move them up and getting them to learn on a consistent basis to where now we're seeing the results of Mike McCoy actually moving the team forward.
Yeah. Question came up in the chat as well. Who do you want for a head coach? Mikey says Robert Saleh. I can agree with that as well. What about Mike McCarthy? J. Lou, I see you got a smug on your face.
Because I agree with Dion on that one. That as quiet as it's kept. I mean, Mike McCarthy, he only led the league in offense 2 years ago in 2023. Yeah, and I get it about feel for the game. I get it about, he has some time management blunders. But in this day and age in the league, you've got to have you a numbers type guy like that, like a stretch. You got to have you a stretch on the team. He needs a good one of those. But I think to have another adult, I mean, all he did was had his teams in the playoffs too. I mean, around here, that's what you asked for. And what Eddie Gray just said, that right there is my wild card, Flores. I just think Brian Flores is being blackballed because of because of the Miami situation. Yeah. Because literally, it makes no sense that, to me, he needs another shot. And right now, he's just playing DC, defensive coordinator. I don't know if anybody else will give him a shot, but I think he would be a good one. Because if you had a defensive-minded coach, you worry about getting a good offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. And then I saw somebody say that about that. I think it was Eddie Gray that talked about Bones staying too. A lot of these coordinators, it will be up to the new head coach to decide if he wants to keep them on or not, because they have the coordinators have a different contract. So like technically, whoever offensive coordinator is, I forget who it is. We don't talk about him that much because he don't call plays. But him, Bones, and Denard are technically under contract for another year or so. Yeah. So they had to be let out of theirs, and I think they keep Bones on.
Yeah.
And you look at McCarthy, what he did, and we kind of talked about this last week with Dak Prescott. He was competing for the MVP like 2 or 3 years under McCarthy. Of course, he had some injuries, but man, he was throwing for 4,500 yards at least a couple times, 40-some touchdowns. And so, I mean, yeah, like you said, he's got some coaching blunders as far as time management. But and I think Dion just said he's a proven veteran head coach, and he's an offensive-minded guy. Yeah. And so we'll see. Let's go over to the defense side of the ball, guys, because there's some things you need to point out on there. And I'm gonna mention the Keeman Hall, number 40, because it was asked earlier. But I mean, just signed this week, and man, that guy is a tackling machine.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you, man, I was like, "What? No, I don't want John Gruden. Scratch my face." But that guy, man, when he got in and started really when Marcus Harris went down, we saw him come in, and for a guy that they picked up off the street, literally,
yeah.
I mean, he fit in well.
He played like somebody who they kept it simple for him. And he got beat a couple times. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
To your point, I don't think you saw him really miss a tackle. When he got beat, it was okay. Next play, next mentality. And he played like somebody who knew, hey, this might be my only shot to be out on the field. I'm going to go put some good stuff on film. I thought he played well. I know y'all saw my favorite. Well, he's one of my favorites, has been since last year. And y'all saw the excitement I had when I knew he was starting the linebacker this year. This week. James
he almost got us 15.
Almost. I told my seatmates at the beginning of the game, I said, when he came out of the tunnel, I said, he's getting me 15 today, but he going to do some damage as well. And he looked good. The speed's there. He looks a lot better playing linebacker than he did when we saw him last year. Right. I'm comfortable going into next season with him and Cedric Gray. Now, you might struggle against the pass, but you're going to struggle against the pass anyway, even with Cody Barton. But just the speed, the intensity on hitting, like he was juiced up out there today, played well. I also thought that Devondre Sweat, and again, his numbers don't jump off. If Jeff don't make the safety, Devondre was right there to either get it on safety on the 1 yard line. We're starting to really see, having a healthy Travondre Sweat and a healthy Jeff, what
Mhm.
they can do playing off each other. Because yes, Jeff's getting, and again, Jeff's just a lot quicker than him and a lot faster and all that. So Jeff's being more dominant, but a lot of that has to do with what you're seeing from Sweat. Somebody mentioned earlier in the chat about draft and where you go, would you go wide receiver? I'll be honest, I think I lean more today, go an offensive weapon instead of cornerback out of the draft or edge, because this front is probably middle of the pack on sacks, and then they had another 3 today. Jihad Ward set a career high on sacks. I think some of these depth pieces that we got, you sign these edges back and run it back with them if you're not able to get a top tier edge, and rather get one of the receivers, because they've been schemed up well. And again, that's Denard, kudos to him, because again they introduced defense first. I didn't know a DB they named except for Harris. I didn't know a DB that they were naming except for Harris. So kudos to what he had to play with. And again, I know it was Gardner Minshew. We Titans fans, we're scared of him, and to their credit, they had him seeing ghosts early in the game. And then the third stringer that came in there, we've seen Titans get shredded by backup quarterbacks before. They had him. They did what they were supposed to do. He was staring down who was throwing it to, and the defense dominated. Didn't give up a touchdown today. All field goals. I thought Denard finally turned it up when he needed to, because at first he was letting them, the drive they had right before halftime, that was too easy. Yeah, that was too easy to get in play, especially when you had just scored and you were getting the ball coming out. So we still got to fix those. But I thought overall the defense played well, had good containment. I really don't remember the Chiefs even having a sniff of a run game today, really. So, I mean, I again, under 175 yards, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. So overall, I just thought the defense played their tails off, given what they got. And because again, they could have been shredded with them DBs, but that front seven really stood out today. And again, Jeff is, we mentioned, the cheat code of the world. So
Dion says, G Witt, is your faith restored back in 33, man? But go ahead and talk about the defense too.
But I will say this, and this was the one good thing that came out, especially at the beginning of the game, going through the first quarter, when it was really a field position game because neither offense was doing much. And I thought our defense definitely held their own. Again, I asked Eddie when we was up in the stand about Gardner Minshew. I was like, something's off. Is he hurt or what? Because his passes were so far off and everything, and he was throwing off his back foot. So I could tell something was wrong. But still,
torn ACL.
Yeah, torn ACL. Yeah, yeah, he's done for the season.
Yeah,
but and you could tell it when he walked away and walked in the locker room. He knew he was done.
Yeah,
but I thought overall, again, with Pacheco and with Hunt, we did a great job balling up the run.
Yes.
Of course, the safety was the play of the game. I mean, come on now. I mean, that just didn't. That really didn't make any sense. That's just like that sack he had. Who was it against? Was it against the Cardinals or Houston or something? He had a sack that took like
Houston. Yeah.
It's the same thing. He did a swim move, beat the double team, and got him in the end zone as soon as he got the ball. So, but overall, I thought like you said, the front seven did their job. I thought Cody Barton was solid. Yeah, but James Williams, man, he was all over the place. Like Eddie said, he came close to giving us 15 on the sideline.
I just knew he's going to hit the quarterback.
And he knew he wanted to.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to.
But he pulled up. And again, like I said, I have to give kudos because I've been one of those fans this year that's been a little disappointed in Denard Wilson and his defense. But I have to give him his props, man. He's really doing a great job with that defense, especially with that secondary. I mean, he probably thought he had it locked down until all the injuries happened, and they had to put 3 safeties on IR. But overall, a great job on the defense. And I will say, like you, J. Lou, I was disappointed in what happened right before halftime. But unfortunately, that's one of Denard's MOs.
Mm-hmm.
He'll lay off the pressure and play off and everything, and you'll see a team go right down the field on him. And to his and somewhat of his defense, they used to do the same thing in Baltimore when he was there.
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things that I don't think he can ever get out of the habit of. But overall, man, the defense did good. Like you said, T. Sweat is playing solid, and Jahad Ward, I think, again, he's just a surprise. I mean, no one thought him coming in was going to end up with like 5.5 sacks for the season or whatever, and playing the way he's playing against the run and all of that. No. So overall, man, it's just a good overall win for the defense and everything. I thought they did a good job. I mean, come on, it's Andy Reid over there calling plays and everything, and you held the Kansas City Chiefs to 3 field goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's solid defense right there. I don't care who they had on, because we seen Andy Reid take, Drew Henson and win football games with him and everything. And now you see him, Denard did a good job on him. So I thought overall it was a good defensive game plan.
Who was the backup quarterback last year for the Chiefs? He used to be used to play for the Jaguars. We used to play against him some. But anyway, he won when Patrick was out a couple years ago in that playoff run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, to your point, they usually still play pretty well with backup quarterbacks. Now, they can't do all the things they can do with Pats in the game, but still. Let me get a couple comments. And see, Eddie Gray, he says he said it last week. He actually said it earlier tonight, too, that Gray, Williams, and Barton need to be on the field at the same time. Basically, 4-3 defense is what he's talking about. And I'm not disagreeing with that, but I don't think they're built, because can Jahad Ward play that end, that 9 technique in that 4-3 defense? Now, Jeff and Trevonde, they already play a 3 and a 1, and sometimes Trevonde plays a 0. Yeah. And so they could do that on the inside. It's just the edge guys. Arden Key is not a Chad Henne. Thank you. That's it. Arden Key is not a hand in the dirt guy.
No.
Right. And so they would have to draft a Bain or somebody like that, or a Falk out of Auburn. And so, that could play with their hand in the dirt, some big guy. Now, I will say this too, and I they keep asking about, who we take. I'm watching the playoffs. I don't know if y'all saw the Texas A&M game or not, but Mr. Bain, that dude's a monster.
He heard all the whispers about his hands was going to be too small and measure small, and
short.
He only went out there and had 3 sacks in a block field.
But yeah. And so, the defense, a great day. And I go back to Jahad Ward one real quick, because all we heard when they signed him was that he was good at set edge.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really have no sacks because he wasn't using that capacity. Minnesota under Flores, they play a lot of man, they play a lot of double, mug looks, right? A lot of different schemes. And so to get 5.5 sacks out of him is great. It's outstanding. And I hope Draymond Jones gets another sack tonight, because that draft pick goes up to a 4th-round pick.
Yeah, they got to make the playoffs too, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. 9 first downs for the Chiefs today. 1 of 9 on 3rd down. Again, good day for the defense. 43 plays ran, 82 yards passing, and 51 yards rushing. Yeah, so tackling has improved. I will agree with you on that as well. The speed of the defense seems like it's a lot better. We've talked about how we needed to get faster, and you see that developing again. And like you've already said, Denard, he deserves another shot as DC of this team with what he's been working with. And I would say this to G Wick, because you said it. His MO is to drop off. Now, I believe that he's been spoiled from where he's used to coach it. He could do that in Baltimore because he had pass rushes. We don't have pass rushes here like that, right? And so it's a little different when you got people that can rush the passer and create that pressure without sending extra folks. And then you can play a little bit deeper coverage and make the quarterback, read the defense. But anyway, hopefully they'll get somebody to help it in that situation going forward in 2026. Special teams today. And, me and G, we were talking, and there is a lot of respect when you don't get kicked to, right? Mm-hmm. And they intentionally make the effort to not kick you a returnable ball. Although I thought there was a couple of days, especially when they was backed up in the end zone, they were punting. I told you, I said, here's the time right here. And he was one play away. But go ahead, G Witt. Unless you want J. Lou to jump up, because it's his.
No, let J. Lou go.
All right, J. Lou. Rest teams, man.
It's his wheelhouse.
It's my wheelhouse. I mean, what can we say? Hecker had 3 punts, 2 inside the 20. Again, I thought punt coverage was fun. I called the penalty in the stands, and I was ready to go down there and get Cleat and his terrible crew. Had they not called blocking in the back when he got pushed into the receiving person for the punt. So that was the only call that they made good because this refereeing crew was terrible. But special team, and I thought Sly, he made that kick he made that didn't count. It would have been good from probably 61.
Yep.
And he made it with the dude being offsides and still didn't get it blocked. So again, I thought he did good.
I agree with you, bro. Tight. We've been saying it too, man. Take Big Jeff.
Yeah, that was going to come
field
off.
goal. Block, please.
You can ask my seatmates that are on the chat. I yelled that in the stadium. I said, just take him off because Big Jeff is just programmed to hit somebody. He don't understand. He can't touch him. Take him off of it.
Hit ball. That's all.
Yeah, that's all to do. But I thought special teams again. I mean, this was kick coverage was good. A couple of cheap little penalties, but nothing major on there. And I thought kickoff coverage was good. They really didn't break one past the 30, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't really have deep starting position. And again, you just see Bones. I was hoping that he was about to. I called it. I said the one thing we hadn't seen yet was a blocked field goal. They got close. And a fake punt, and he was almost there. It was almost there on the fake. I thought we was going to see a Johnny Hecker special, and they just ended up running it down to a delay. But again, but to your point, you saw Bones go out there and throw some trickeration in there just from the how he had it schemed up.
They had another block kick today too.
Another block kick, and then you continue to see. I continue to watch the Gunners, and I see Mason Kinsey being a dog as a gunner on the punt team. You know, we talk about Mason knowing where the bodies are buried and being on his team. He has carved out a role on special teams and has become a dog on that. But I mean, this was a good day for special teams. I didn't really see many blunders from them. Outside of, like you said, I think one or two times I wanted to see DK have that extra green light he had at the beginning of the year. I'll give him the fair catches, but I thought they did a phenomenal job.
And I'll come to you, G. Witt. Again, you got to give credit to Bones for Mason.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Hey, I mean, think about what Mason was not a gunner.
No.
He's a gunner now.
He's a gunner.
Can you realize? Y'all realize that he's
a gunner. And he's embracing it at that. He's embraced it.
He's embracing that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So that just tells you how good of a coach when you can take players, and put them in a position where they'll succeed. That's a great coach.
That's a great coach.
That's a great coach. But go ahead, G-Witt.
I was going to say, I agree. It was a good day for special teams. The block kit I thought was good. And again, I will say this: it just shows you. We talk about DK. If DK is not first team All Pro, something's wrong.
Yes,
because.
Tragedy.
When that block kick, when it dropped, he yelled everybody away. But when it bounced towards him, he grabbed it and got a yard or two extra out of it to keep it from going too deep. I'm like, okay,
yes,
that's a baller right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a baller who understands the game. And like we said, he's a danger when you can see teams have now started scheming their kick coverage for him, especially on kickoffs.
Yes.
Because I was noticing how KC was doing it. They were basically overloading the outside and having one, and of course, with two people back, you only got 9 on the reception side blocking, and I'm like, they telling the first guys get past them.
Yeah.
One take on the player, get past them, cut them off, and that's what they're doing a lot of. So that just shows you the respect that he's getting. Plus, like you said, they don't want to kick to him. All the punts are basically trying to make him do a fair catch because they don't want him returning because he's already had 2 punt returns for touchdowns. So that's a mark of respect. And again, it also is a mark of, like you said, Bones, his coaching style and everything, using players and using DK. I mean, we can go back to preseason. They never used him in preseason, so no one knew about him. and he's leading the league in all-purpose yards. So come on now. I mean, that's great. Like you said, Hecker did a great job punting, and I thought Sly did a good job on kicks and everything. So really, on special teams, the coverage was good. And on that, and like me, Eddie was saying, on that one play when dude got blocked in the back. we were both shocked that we got the call.
I was so shocked.
I was like, I know that we all knew, like, okay, they get ready to mark up a good 15 on us right now, real quick. And and end up getting the call, which surprised me. But overall, man, how can you complain about the special teams? I mean, really, even if they have a bad game, you can only say they had a bad game.
Right.
But overall, consistently, this season, that has been the most consistent unit of the whole team. So, you can't really complain about the special teams, even on a bad day.
With the most consistent unit, with the most changing parts week after week after week.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we can actually say over these past few weeks that they've been playing complimentary football.
Yes.
And the loss to San Francisco last week, they still played complimentary football.
Mm-hmm.
They've been preaching that all the time, right? And for them to get it today, especially, and you saw it against the Browns, and you've been seeing it the past few weeks. I mean, hats off, man, to Mike McCoy and him getting a culture back to where they, in the right direction, and correcting some wrongs, if you want to say that or whatnot, and letting Bo Hardegree really call the plays and getting in the mix of getting these things back together.
Yeah.
And so looking at the AFC South, the Jags are 11-4, Texans 10-5, Colts 8-6. Of course, we're 3-12. Got the Saints coming in, fellas. Winners of 3 straight. Hot team, riding with the rookie quarterback Tyler Sow from Louisville, I believe. Yes, sir. And playing some good football right now.
Yeah,
they are. Doing it on both sides of the ball. Another impressive win today, and it'll be a tough game. Well, of course, they beat the Jets 29-6, but they've also beat Tampa Bay and the Panthers 2 weeks before that, who are playing for the division lead right now. And so, G-Wit, man, I know running the ball, but what else could you see possibly happening for the Titans in this game?
This is going to be interesting because the Saints is one team I really hadn't looked at, throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say if you could just continue to do more of the same. I will say you might want to scheme up some runs for Cam, because I still think that's a hidden talent that most teams are not expecting.
Yes.
I think if you could scheme up some and get him out on the edge and let him run a little bit, because the one thing you have to like about Cam, above all else, he knows how to protect himself. He's not one of these gun-ho guys that's going to throw himself in harm's way, just like he had on that 9-yard run he had today. He was running, he got there, and safety coming over, jumped out of bounds. Still got the first down, but jumped out of bounds. Like, I'm not taking that hit. So, that's the thing you like about him. Again, it's just, I think if they could just do more of the same and continue to play smart, complementary football, as I've said since the Patriots game, all we're looking for is improvement each week.
That's it.
That's all we're looking for. And so I'm just looking for more improvement. I hope the scoring continues because I think that is really important for the morale of the team. I mean, when you spend the majority of the season only scoring 13 points a game,
right?
That could drag you down. But now, these last few games, like Eddie, you pointed out, 31, 24, they scored 26, 29 today.
Yeah.
So, it's just good to see the scoring going up. And usually, and most analysts will tell you, if you're scoring 28 to 31 points a game, you should be winning most of those games.
Yeah.
And that's always been the thing that's drug Cincinnati down. They score a ton of points, but the defense stinks and can't stop anybody.
Right.
But we got a defense that actually can play well. I think Denard is doing a good job. So they can just continue to improve and continue on an upward trajectory. I think we'll see a good game out of them on Sunday.
Let me get some comments in. Let's see. Rodney was saying the Panthers are a good example of a team last season with Ricky QB, and everyone was talking down. Now look at the QB in the team. Now that's exactly right. Mosley said, "Do you think Callahan would still be head coach if he didn't hire his dad?" I don't think so. And I think Eddie Gray, I agree with you. I don't think so. Terrible game management, not a feel of the game like you would have said. And so I don't think he'd be at all.
No, he wouldn't. Remember what we said in the offseason. He was going to have to come out winning at least 1 or 2 games in September and he went 0-4.
Right.
And we said it from the get go. If he goes 0-4 in September,
Right? We gave 4 games.
he was not going to survive the season. So
Hey,
now
I think G, we was being nice. He said 6. I said,
Yeah.
no, G, 0-4. 0-4.
he's at 0-4. You know, and that's what I'm saying. You know, we knew that. You know, you knew he was on a short string.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you know, and really his game management came into it, not understanding the rules and everything came into it. So, you know, he let's be honest about it. Callahan was in over his head.
Yes.
He was just in over his head, and that's just all there was to it. And so now you see a little bit better. You know, like I said, Mike McCoy is doing a good job keeping the team moving forward and everything. But yeah, I'm like Eddie. I'm praying for a good coach next season.
Right. Hey, I know this is not Titan related, but Derrick Henry just fumbled the ball again. He's got some fumbling problems.
Fumbling
He
issues.
fumbled again.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
D.
Eddie Gray, you're right, man. Denver game exposed Callahan.
Yes, it did.
And Dewey Cheatham, Cam was a 122 as his quarterback rating today, which is excellent.
21 and 28.
So Saints, and I'm gonna let you go, J. Lou, but the Saints, though, I think they're gonna present us a problem, and here's why: because Chris Olave is balling. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to him or not.
I have. He's
Tyler
on
Saul's
my
been, he's on your, of course. If you play fantasy football, you know he is balling. The defensive side of the ball is where we're going to get really tested. Cameron Jordan, he's a crafty veteran. Brian Breeze, the defensive tackle, he's a defensive end now out of Clemson. He's questionable, but still. Carl Granderson, Demario Davis, Chase Young. They got some dogs on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Chase Young was with them.
Yeah. And they got some dogs on the side of the ball that could kind of give us some issues if our offensive line are ready. But if you'd have told me this like 5 weeks ago, yeah, but I think our offensive line now is well equipped. But go ahead, J. Lou.
So yeah, you was hitting right on it. I can't remember my guy that said it. Rodney said about the Panthers. The Saints are this year's Panthers from last year. And to his point, the Saints and the Panthers both, to me, especially the Saints this year, or why, and I know we get on here and we talk about draft position, but if y'all know us deep down, I care less about the draft position. Want to win because you want to hope that you want to trust the general manager to pick somebody good, even if we pick in 7, 8, or 9. But you want to build that winning culture. And if you look at the Saints, I think you said they won 3 in a row. I think they're up to like 5 wins, if I'm not mistaken, 5 wins on the season. They've got a rookie quarterback that, let's be honest, they drafted him and he's played, and he might have played himself into a position where they don't have to look at a quarterback in round 1, right? This draft coming up, and they're learning how to win. You don't have Alvin Kamara in there. Here went out, so you got some role players on offense. Still got where's the common denominator you said that I talked about with Seattle and everybody. He's a young rookie quarterback that has a solid number 1 receiver in Chris Olave. So that presents a challenge there. I think the biggest challenge would be we're going to be facing a mobile quarterback. He's big too. He's big and he can scramble. And if I'm not mistaken, he might have been like one of these COVID 6-7 year college players from Louisville. I think he spent a lot of time in Louisville. So he's experienced in that standpoint. Seen some football.
He's 26.
Okay, I knew. I was like, wait a minute. I know he's one of these older rookie quarterbacks. So rookie quarterback to the NFL. Rookie quarterback to the NFL, but have seen experience. So, and again, got the right coach down and with him. This will be a good test. Definitely have to come out and establish the line of scrimmage. And you want to see Cam continue to get rolling. And again, I'm gonna continue to say, I want to see him. I want to see the offensive line and Cam gel enough what they have been to be able to take some shots downfield. Because my fear is you're gonna start seeing teams, even though we're still running the ball well, you're gonna start seeing them creep 8, 9 in the box, and then what? And challenge you to try to win those one-on-ones on the outside when they stop the run. So you've got to take a couple of shots down the field to kind of stretch that. But again, this should be another good game. Last home game. So they broke the 412-day streak of winning at home today. Now let's see if they can break the 3-year-old streak of not winning 2 games in a row, because that hasn't happened since the DUI game in November 22.
Oh, the DUI game, right? Gorilla Ted, man, appreciate you showing up tonight, brother. Glad to see you, man. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Very interesting. I want to see what they're gonna do. The game plan, like you said, running the football, of course, and then what is Denard gonna do with a
Right.
big
Yeah.
mobile quarterback that's got a strong arm, and we'll see. We'll see, man. Thank y'all for joining us tonight, man, for another episode of Halftime Adjustment. All the comments, all the questions, supporting the show, man. Check us out next week. We'll be back 7 p.m.
Hey, real quick.
Yes, sir.
I want to say a good example of the team last year was the Panthers. This is actually Bryce Young's third year, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. You're right, because him and CJ Stroud came in
because
together.
he got because he got benched halfway through the year after a couple games last year.
Yeah,
they let him sit and all. But to the point, still people had wrote him off.
Yep,
and he got the right coach, was able to get him in his position to bench him. And then what does he have now? A true number one wide receiver. I hope y'all understand the hints I'm giving you where I want to go in the draft. True number one wide receiver.
But to your point, though, and then we'll jump off here. But to your point, when they ran play action today with a 2-man route and nobody could get open.
Right.
Nobody.
That's your point. That's what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying. Yes.
And one of those people was Ellick. And the other person was Chig.
Yep.
So to your point, I agree with you. We need a true number one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carnell Tate or the guy out of Arizona State that he just declared he's coming out. He's a big body guy. You see what a true number one does for Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Right. You mentioned it, and I forgot about. I didn't forget about Olave, but if you forget about him, but you got a rookie quarterback who got him, and he's got him balling. So you've got in this day and age with the way the passes, you've got to have a true number one receiver, especially for a lot of these young. The running game, Jimmy G would always say the running game is a young quarterback's best friend. A number one wide receiver is their best friend as well for a young.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, Merry Christmas to all y'all, man. Appreciate you joining. Enjoy your holiday. We'll see y'all next Sunday, 7 p.m. right here, breaking down another game with the Titans. We'll see if they can get a second one in a row to break that next streak and keep hitting these milestones along the way. Eddie on there, G Wit, J Lou, Halftime Adjustment, man. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.